Welcome to the channel, guys. Man, we diving into part 2 of this FBA and immigrants beef that's going on right now. Let's listen in at the commentary. Ayo Bastard TV, subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
Immigrants and Shabuzi's comments, and I just want to say something that is factual and not emotional. The foundational Black Americans have always rubbed me the wrong way because it has always felt like some type of division, right? Some type of we're all Black, but we the Black Americans. I'm not exactly sure what that does for everybody, but yes, everybody is in different little groups, okay? Here, the Black people that are here now in America that are considered African Americans, foundational Africans, whatever the fuck you want to call us, we are a mixture of people. We are a mixture of people from West Africa, people from the actual Native Americans, right, who are already here, and the colonizers that raped and pillaged everybody.
Okay, but your energy shouldn't be toward FBA. FBA was created because other cultures of Black people started coming in and saying they weren't Black American. Trinidadian, you're everything else but Black American. So we said, all right, we're foundational Black Americans then. Since y'all don't want to unite with us, then we our own. So I disagree with that, but let's go into it.
Okay, we're all a mixture of all of those things.
That's true.
I myself is somebody whose family has been in America and specifically in New Orleans, going all the way back into, I want to say maybe the 1800s, 1700s. But either way, I do know I have a family member that came from Haiti. So essentially still being connected to the island people, even though I am technically a foundational African American. This is why I don't feel like any of this shit actually makes sense. And it all.
So not really though. Like if your people came here from Haiti and it wasn't under slavery, did your people come here after slavery? Then you're not a foundational Black American. That's what y'all not getting about this shit. If your ancestors, your great grandparents weren't enslaved on this continent, then you are not foundational Black American. It's no disrespect to nobody that's not. You're just not foundational Black American. All right. So like I said previously, I know we grew up the same. Some of y'all probably been here, 100, 200 years. Mine been here since 16. When did mine go back? 16. Like it was like 1640 or something like that. 1640. It's not the same. OK, we live the same struggle. We the same kind of people, but our lineage is not the same. You get what I'm saying? It's not to discredit the things that you and your people, our people as Black people, but your people in particular from where they come from has been through. But there's still a group of people that were here before you. Okay, FBA.
Just a way to be divisive and weird about race and ethnicity and nationality and all those things.
But we didn't, hold on, wait. I'm sorry to keep pausing it, but we didn't make it that. Everybody else made it that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like you punching somebody, they punch you back, and then you complain that somebody punched you. You can't blame us for something that y'all starting. Like y'all, come on, man.
Who keep saying that immigrants did not build America and it was only, enslaved Africans? That is not true. And I don't know why y'all don't know that every single time another set of immigrants was brought to this country, they had to earn whiteness through whatever work they put in. We can't earn whiteness. They can, which is the thing that makes us different from them. They are more privileged than we are. The Asians, the Latinos, the Irish,
Yeah, but when we say built the country, we're talking about the foundation in which people like you, not people like you, but, your grandparents or whatever were able to come over because of that.
Italians all had to come to this country and earn whiteness through work. Okay, so when we talk about building this country, the Chinese immigrated here to build the railroads. I know that. Okay, the Irish, they helped build up New York. They're part of the police system, slave catchers and all of that. Yeah, like there are other little groups of people that have come here and helped to build America. America is a place built off of immigrants because most of the people that were already on this continent, the white people killed them because they were nasty and dirty. Look it up. So yeah, I just kind of feel like I don't know what the fuck we're arguing about, but the facts are that everybody contributed to this cesspool. All right, everybody contributed.
Everybody contributed, but FBA contributed the most. FBA died the most.
The only people that really make a culture here as American culture are black people. Let's be very clear. African Americans made the culture that is American culture that has been sold and disseminated to all of the other cultures, which is why when you look at music and hip hop and television, we are so greatly influential because we create the culture here in America. Okay, their movies, their music, all of that, that's us. Let's just be real, that's us. Okay, but outside of that, like, everybody contributed to this shit show of a country. Every time they came here, they had to work or do something in order to earn their whiteness, to be seated above us. And then the only reason they were able to come over here, and the Vietnamese that came over here and were able to build businesses and entire communities and all of that type of shit. And I'm just using Vietnamese because the Vietnamese community is here in New Orleans, but it's Chinese and Korean everywhere else. The only reason they were able to do that is because of the Civil Rights Act.
That FBA.
Because the civil rights movement made it so that those immigrants from other places could come here and get the benefits that the white people didn't want to give black people. So instead of giving us ownership to corner stores in our neighborhoods, they gave it to the Asian people.
Facts.
Yeah. Everybody's been here, girl, for a minute. At one point, it was just us and them, but it's been us and them and a few other people for a while now, okay? I don't know what y'all on the internet arguing about, but chill the fuck out. Let's focus on the people that are eating the children. Can we focus?
See, but that again, this is the problem that you guys create when y'all do that. It's a backhanded, you just backhanded FBA to say we're all equal when we know we're all equal, but you just did some backhanded shit. You can't say that everybody, okay, facts is facts. We know everybody else contributed to the building of the country, but the foundation of America was built off of the backs of the first group of black people that were forced here, not immigrated, forced slaves. I'm not sure about her lineage, but my people didn't come over here willingly. Yours probably did, even if they did come over here in 1870. Your people immigrated here. Chinese immigrated here. Asians immigrated here. Hispanics, not finna argue, the Mexicans that have probably been here beforehand, immigrated here. We didn't immigrate. It was forced. The way she can deliver that was just real backhanded, but whatever.
Ever faced. The only way that they can have a fair chance is to hope that we get deported, because we came to this country, we did what needed to be done, and we made the best out of the efforts and the benefits that they ignored. They were born here and they weren't ahead of us. We came here and we passed them, and instead of them taking accountability, black and white, they always want to log in and shit on us. Baby, it's so damn hot outside. They're facing evictions left and right. This country is throwing it.
You see how she talking, right? But it's us. It's FBA, you know what I'm saying? Like, and let's be clear, I'm not a part of the whole FBA hardcore group. I'm not that. I know what I am. You know what I'm saying? But y'all steady shooting at us all the time. Look how she talking.
Pour blacks and whites out on their ass.
Talking crazy.
You know what? Since you started it, sis, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish it. Your entire country is a failure. Your entire country is a failed state, which is the reason why you had to leave in the first place. Right, so if we want to talk about success here, there, or anywhere, you already come from a lineage of failure, right? A lineage of people who cannot figure out basic infrastructure and who literally blames everybody else for their failures except themselves. Constantly blaming colonialism and white people for all of your problems, blaming stealing resources, when even if they were to pull out from your nations, I don't even know how any of that works. Right. But even if they were to just completely stop doing it, would you even know how to industrialize your resources? Would you even know how to make manufacturing plants and how to distribute products around the world? Like, would that even help the average everyday citizen from your country? Because I'm not really seeing too much progression. I'm really just seeing a lot of pointing the fingers and then coming over here and then trying to compare your top 10% to our bottom 10%. Like, right. That's literally what y'all do. Like, comparing your top 10% to somebody else's bottom 10% is not the flex that you think it is, sis. Like, and that's what y'all tend to do, because you don't want to, you fail to mention the fact that there's a whole vetting process. At least as far as I'm concerned, there's a process that they don't just let anybody over here, especially not from African nations. I know they don't just let anybody over here. So like the Yahoo boys and the thugs and the scammers and all of that, they keeping them over there where y'all at. So they're not letting any and everybody over here, because you're not comparing apples to apples. You're not coming over here comparing doctors to doctors, lawyers to lawyers, nurses to nurses, because we got all of that too. We got business owners too. But you want to come over here, throw shade,
right?
Compare yourself to the lowest level of society, trailer park white people, ghetto projects black people, knowing damn well that that is not the reality for the vast majority of Americans. I know a guy that lives about 20 minutes from me, been knowing him for a long time. He's low-key, keeps to himself. He makes multiple six figures every single month, multimillionaire, black American dude. But you don't want to compare yourself to people like that. You want to compare yourself to the people who need to use government assistance, which is a very small portion of society.
Very small.
Like, you really think that you're better than somebody because you came over here and did basic ass shit that everybody has to do in order to survive anyway. You know, you came over here with what, a grant or a loan or something. You went to school, you got a sure piece of paper, you got a job, you got a house, you got a car. Now all of a sudden you think that you're better than the average everyday American citizen who's pretty much done the same thing. Or you started a business. When there's
and that's the problem. Nobody's taken away from the fact that when you got here, maybe you did have to work hard to get what you got. But y'all skipping the whole grind that our grandparents and great-grandparents had to go through in order for your grandparents and parents to come here in the first place. That's the problem. Just because, I was working at a job 5 years before you, right? And a year before you got hired, they created these new positions, which give you the same amount of money that I've been making for the last 6 years or whatever. You get hired and you're making the same thing I'm making. Now you're saying you're working harder than me. You don't get it? Y'all, the suffering y'all skipped in America. We're not talking about the suffering that y'all had before you came over here, or you may have endured a little bit when you got here. Okay? I can literally trace back to the farm, the plantation where my people were. You can't. Y'all, man.
A lot of black Americans and other white Americans who have businesses too. Well, a lot of them. I know a lot of them personally.
Right.
I don't know anybody right now that is in the eviction process, but y'all want to throw shade at the entire race of black people in America, and try to lift yourself up by stepping on us, and you don't even really have nothing to stand on with that. You couldn't succeed until you left. You had to come over here in order to make a life for yourself. You had to leave your failed state to come here, right? Because the hard work was already done. So all you had to do was show up.
Bingo.
All that hard infrastructural work, no matter how horrible things had to transpire in order to get to this point.
Sacrifice. Y'all skipped the sacrifice.
The hard work is already done. So if you could throw shade once you do the hard work to fix your shit over there, because the real hard work is in the infrastructure. That's where the real hard work is. It's easy to come over and succeed when all of the hard shit already been done, and all you got to do is build on top of it.
Thank you.
It's hard to build a foundation. It's easy to go to Target and buy decorations and decorate the house. I
just want my black cousins to know that this racism fight that you guys have had in America, especially with the white people, you haven't actually started having this fight with the immigrants, Indians, Chinese or Asian, more so, but Asians, Africans. I'm trying to think of Hispanics. These people are worse at racism than the white people you've already fought it for. So your next fight, you have to school all these motherfuckers, because let me tell you, white people are calm when it comes to racism compared to these people, these four people I just named. So your fight is to educate the people that fell for the propaganda that the white people started. So y'all really got to come in and do the fight one last time, but you got to do it.
And that's the problem there is, I'm opting out. Y'all wanted to be goofies and go ahead and, ride against the community when the community told you otherwise. That's on y'all. We are done. We tired, bro. We tired. Like, the community has done its work. We're tired. Y'all get here. That's like me moving to Haiti. You know, my American ass, my black American ass, move to Haiti, and in 2 months I'm over there trying to tell them what should happen in the communities, who should do what, where money should go. They not working hard enough, and then I run for mayor or some old crazy shit. That's crazy as hell. Like, the amount of overstepping that y'all are doing right now when it comes to FBA, especially when we're talking about reparations, is wild, right? Why are y'all trying to knock what's for this? Oh, just because you can't get it. Okay, well, because the timeline doesn't match when you can get it, you got a problem with that. We ain't the fault. So her grandmother, as she said, came over here in 18 something. Mine's over here in 16. Okay, the foundation of, you know, a product of the actual slave trade from the tip of Nigeria, right, is from what I seen, the tip of Nigeria for mines, all the way down to North Carolina, Bama area, Florida. It was really like Panama, Florida. From over there to over here, chains, side by side, sardines in the bottom of a ship. Feces everywhere. Dead bodies get thrown in the ocean. Too much room, get thrown in the ocean. Get sick, get thrown in the ocean. Y'all did not come over here with that. Y'all did not come over here under them circumstances. Okay? A lot of y'all can trace back, you know, your exact lineage to a certain address where your great-great-grandparents grew up in Haiti. I can't do that. I can't do that in Africa. Can't do it. That's the difference. I don't know one person whose people were slaves where they can trace back where they were before enslavement. Nobody. But y'all immigrants can do that. You, even if, like she said, like I said, we grew up in the same America. You know, she was born here. Her parents were probably born here. My great-great-great-great-grandparents weren't born here. Born in Africa. Neither was hers. You know what I'm saying? But mine came over a couple 100 years before yours got over here. Okay? And added to, nobody's taken away from, you know, the fact that your people may have received, you know, the racism. You know, y'all added to the black population, which I'm happy for. I'm grateful for. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, constantly having to argue with other people that want to comment on Black America and what we're doing and how we're doing it, right? It's crazy to me. This woman sat here and said she da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da.
Out of the efforts and the benefits that they ignored. They were born here and they weren't ahead of us. We came here and we passed them. And instead of
this is why these conversations are happening, because y'all keep saying shit. Black people don't say anything. We literally just be living our life, and then, like, what was that podcast the other day? Was it Daily Wrap Up Crew with the Haitian, what was she, Haitian, Jamaican, whatever she was. Shout out to my Jamaican people. Said that she called us dirty Americans. Hold up. How do you come to somebody else's country, benefit from the work that was put here before you, and then call everyone else dirt? You came here. The clothes you wear, all of this is because of us. Y'all would be still wearing ceremonial clothing if it wasn't for Black Americans. What are y'all talking about? You'll be wearing ceremonial clothing, African style clothing, whatever kind of clothing they wore down in Haiti and wherever else. Respectfully, the culture is Black Americans' culture. Nobody's saying you're not a part of that culture. But what we not gonna do is, anytime, you know, the Caribbean Fest and all this stuff come up, y'all can flaunt y'all feathers and y'all do all X, Y, and Z. Y'all feel good. Y'all make us feel excluded. But then when we speak on our behalf, y'all got a problem with it and say it's divisive. Pick a side and stay on it. Pick a side to stay on it, because it's not right. You know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't comment and say anything when the Chinese, when the Chinese immigrants or whatever immigrants that came over, the Chinese ones, you know, respectfully, there's so many different variations of Chinese. That's like it's different variations of black people came over, and they ended up getting reparations. Descendants of people from the Holocaust got reparations. Native Americans got reparations. You got Indian people, like not even Native American, Indian people from India that got reparations, but black people can't get reparations. The same people that the government made the promise to and didn't keep the promise can't get the promise that was made to them. Everyone else was after the fact, and they got their reparations. And the people that's blocking it the most and giving us the most pushback against it are other black people. Make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense. It's other things y'all could be talking about, but your competition here ain't other black people. The competition ain't black people. We ain't your enemy. We ain't even thinking about that. I just find that to me, right? Because I find these conversations about the FBA thing, you know, I'm not going against FBA and Pan-Africanism. That shit too deep for me. I ain't going that far. I'm keeping it basic with the, look, if I invite you to come live with me, not invite you, if I make it comfortable enough for you to see your situation is not as good as my situation, you up and leave your situation to come to my situation, live in my situation, contribute to my situation, and then tell me I didn't take advantage of my situation. Nigga, the whole reason you in my situation or taking advantage or, you know, are able to see my situation because I made it so you can. This the wrong fight. We fighting the wrong fight. We shouldn't have to argue against other people like us. Yes, you're like us. Shouldn't know. And again, yeah, they helped build up, but we were the foundation. Black slaves built the White House. Yo, the amount of disrespect toward black people in America that we receive from everybody else, including other kinds of black people, is wicked, bro. Y'all some wicked motherfuckers, man. This shit's sad. This shit don't make me mad. It's just sad. It's like, damn. You know, regardless of what black people contribute, how y'all looking down on people that you benefited from their work to get here? How do you do that? How do you do that? You already got, you know, a vast majority of the Asian community, the Hispanics that look. How do y'all look down on people that gave you the sight to see it was better over here because of the work that they did before you got here? How do y'all do that? Hey, man. This video almost 25 minutes. I'm just ranting at this point. I don't understand. It's the wrong fight. Y'all fighting the wrong people. Y'all fighting the wrong people. Black people ain't never been nobody's enemy. Everybody's ours, though. Don't nobody like us. Y'all can cosplay because we are the same color. Y'all can cosplay as black, but then when you want to decide, you want to pull the cape over you like, we ain't y'all. Then when you want to decide you can do that. But we can't just say, okay, well, we're foundational black Americans, which we have a right to say, which we are. We have that right. Y'all got a problem with that. So we can't do shit. It's damned if you do, damned if you do. We can't do nothing. We got to let y'all run our name through the mud, run with the white colonialism narratives of we're lazy and we're da-da-da-da. We didn't do nothing with the opportunities that were given. So what was the whole quote of Martin Luther King saying, how can we pull ourselves up by the bootstraps if you never gave us any bootstrap to pull ourselves up by? And we still made it work. Y'all then came in after the fact. A lot of y'all, after the Civil Rights Act in 1965, came in after the fact, and you think you're better than the people that make it make sense, bro. We haven't had any grants. We haven't had anything. And as far as Section 8, that Section 8 in food stamps, white people receive 78% of that shit. The black community is only, I think it's only like 8% of the black community receives public assistance. A lot of people can't get up out of that hole. The black community only receives 8%. White receives, it's like 70 something. But you want to spend time talking about us. Subscribe to the channel, man. Ayo Bassel TV. Like the video. See y'all in the next one. Peace.